What's going on, guys? It's Mr. Creatine or Riddick back again with another video, and today's video is actually a part 2 to a story time I made a couple weeks ago about getting randomly invited to a party. This one's literally like the day after that story, so enough of me talking, let's just get into it. So this all started off as a pretty standard day. I woke up, I was kind of just like thinking about the events of the night before still, because like I said earlier, I got randomly invited to a party the night before. And then after that, I kind of just went about my day for a little while from there. Then, like a little bit later into the day, one of my friends who I'd went to the party with the night before, who I called Mark, had hit me up and he had asked me if I was going back again tonight because they were still going to be throwing again tonight. And I said back to him, I don't know, I wouldn't exactly have a ride down there tonight because Ron works all day, but I'd be down to. And Mark tells me that he could probably get me a ride up there with the person who was picking him up, but he wouldn't know if he'd be able to get me a ride home. And I was like, all right, well, let me know if you can get me a ride up, and I'll try to figure out if I can get a ride home. And thank you. And he just said like, all right, bet, you're welcome. I'll let you know. And then we just stopped talking for like a couple hours. And after me and Mark had stopped talking, I went out to my living room and kitchen to talk to my mom, and I was like, hey, could you by any chance come pick me up from a party later? And she's like, a party? Didn't you just go to one last night? And I was like, yeah, it's being thrown by the same exact people. And she's like, I don't know if I'd be down to, but like, we can ask your stepdad, and we'll just call my stepdad, Alan. And I was like, all right, where's he at so I can go ask him? And she's like, he's at work right now. You're going to have to text him. But he gets off and would be leaving around the same time that you'd be coming home. And knowing me, it was probably around like 10 or 11 o'clock. And I was like, all right, do you have his number? Because I never had anybody's number saved in my phone, fucking ever. And yeah, she gave me his number. I texted Alan. I was like, hey, can you come pick me up from this party on your way home from work? And he's like, yeah, I can. Don't worry about it. Just send me the address and like I'll call you when I'm on my way to get you. And I was like, okay, like thank you. I'll see you later. So after I'm done talking to Alan, I go tell my mom what's going on. I'm like, hey, Alan's gonna pick me up from the party on his way home from work, but I'm not even sure if I'm gonna go yet because I don't have a ride there. Mark's still gonna let me know on whether he can get me picked up or not. And my mom kind of just said the same thing she says in every kind of situation like this. Just be safe no matter what you do. Like, have fun. I love you, and just get home safe. And I was like, okay, I will. I'll let you know if I leave or when I leave. And then I just kind of go back to my room. And after a little while, Mark finally hits me back up. He's like, hey, me and my ride will be down to get you in a little bit. Like, do you have a ride home? And I was like, yeah, my stepdad Alan's just going to come get me around 11 or 12. And he's like, all right, bet, we'll be over here in a little bit. And I was like, all right, bet. And sure enough, shortly thereafter, Mark and his ride are both here to pick me up. So I'm grabbing all like my essential belongings, like my wallet, phone. I grabbed the two pens from the night before because they both still had a little juice left in them. And then I had walked out of the house, told my mom like, bye, love you, I'll be back, and went out and got in the car. And after I get in this car, I kind of just say what's up to both of them, and then we leave to go to this party. And it takes us like, I would say 15-20 minutes to get out to the location of where this party's being thrown at. And once we get there, all three of us, we just go inside the house. We start saying like what's up, talking to everybody, and it was quite literally the same exact group of people who was there the night before, just minus Ron. He is the only person that I guess could not come back the next day. But yeah, we're out there in the living room, just everybody talking to each other. And I'm talking to one of the only other guys that was at the party. It was like four guys, and then the rest of everyone else was just girls. And we start like finding out that we have the same exact last name, which I don't have a very common last name, but I'm not like dropping that on here for you guys. But yeah, we found out we had the same exact last name, and we're just trying to figure out like if we're related for like the next 10-15 minutes. And come to find out, we couldn't figure jack shit out. And then I want to say like 10 or so minutes after this conversation is over, we all hear like just loud ass knocks on the door. And I don't remember whether it was cops or neighbors. I just know it was one of the two. But the person who was throwing the party had walked up to all of the dudes and was like, hey, you guys need to like go hide upstairs. I was allowed to have other girls over, but I'm not supposed to have guys here while I'm watching the house. And I didn't even question it. I just went upstairs with the four other guys. It was me, Mark, and I'll just give the two other dudes the names of Ben and Dylan. And we just went into this random room, and it turned out to be the room of like the sons of the people that owned the house that we were at. And they had a really dope fucking room, like a setup in each corner, two like beds, And the four of us, we all just go over to one of these setups, and the one dude, Ben, just starts loading up Fortnite. The one other guy, Dylan and Mark, they just start eating the one dude's snacks that he had like set out in his little table area. And I'm just like standing here, and I feel so fucking bad, like just watching them do this. Not as much for the Fortnite, but you don't mess with somebody's snacks, man. But after like 15, 20 minutes of, I think, Dylan and Ben just playing Fortnite, me and Mark just ripping the pens up in this room. Everyone else kind of just makes their way up there and explains what the situation was, but unfortunately, my dumbass does not remember whether it was a cop or neighbor outside and what all pertained to this conversation, so we don't get that detail in this story. But after this whole situation went down, everyone kind of just started hanging out up in this one room, and eventually that led to some of the girls breaking it off into little groups with Ben and Dylan, which after this happened, me and Mark kind of just took ourselves back downstairs to hopefully not see people fuck in front of our very eyes. And once we get downstairs, we just kind of go and sit down on the couch, and apparently not everyone had been up there in the rooms, because there was still, I think, like 2 or 3 people down there also just sitting on the couch. And now that me and Mark were down there, we're kind of just sitting there hitting the pens. I think we were passing them around a little bit to some of the other people, but everyone had been very quiet downstairs at this point besides me and Mark. And eventually Alan, my stepdad, texts me and lets me know that he's got off work and that he's on the way to come get me. So I let Mark know that, and he was a little bit bummed out by the situation, but we were still having like a good time for the next like 20 to 30 minutes, which, yeah, that brings us to our first point of when Alan wasn't there to get me. Like 20, 30 minutes goes by, Alan's not there to pick me up yet. His work's like 10 minutes away from where the party was being thrown at, so you would have thought that he would have been there by now, but he wasn't. So I texted him and I was like, hey, you gonna be here soon? And he's like, yeah, I'm almost there. And so I get off my phone, I'm sitting there, I'm chilling down on the couch some more, and then Ben and Dylan both come down from the upstairs area, and they start talking to me and Mark again, and I was like, yeah, I'm about to leave here in a little. My stepdad Alan's on his way to come get me. He's almost here. And they're like, all right, well, it was nice, like, meeting you, because we didn't really talk the night before, and hopefully we see you again at another party here soon. And I just said it was nice to meet them too. And after the four of us were done talking, Ben and Dylan went back upstairs to pursue their endeavors some more, and me and Mark just sat down there ripping the pen some more. And another like 30 to 40 minutes goes by, and Alan's still not there to get me yet. So I'm checking my phone again, and I'm like, hey, did you get like stuck in traffic or something? Like, is it just bad out there tonight? And he's just not answering at this point. So I'm just sitting here with Mark. It's getting like late as fuck at this point. And eventually, like 10 minutes after this point in time, Alan hits me back and he's like, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. Don't worry. I just got caught in a little traffic. And I was like, okay, like, you want me to go wait outside? And he's like, yeah, I won't be much longer. So I get up off the couch, start getting ready to leave. I say bye to Mark, and that's when I see Dylan come down the stairs, and bro's just shirtless at this point, just in his jeans, and he looks at me, he's like, bro, Riddick, I thought you left like almost an hour ago. And I was like, yeah, I don't even want to know what my stepdad is doing right now that is making him so late, because I know it's not traffic, because it was almost like 1 in the morning at this point. So I just say bye to Dylan, because I told him I was going to wait outside because he was about there. And then I just left the house. I went out and I sat on the curb for another like 20 minutes. And then eventually I see a car turn the corner. And thankfully it's Alan. So I go to get in the car. I ask him what took him so long. Like, in a joking way. I wasn't pissed or anything. Like, I just was genuinely confused as to what took him so long to come pick me up. And then he starts letting me know that basically he got pulled over like not even a couple minutes after he left work, and the entire time that he just was MIA when he was supposed to pick me up, he was stuck at this fucking traffic stop. And I'm just sitting here like dumbfounded at the fact he was at an hour-long traffic stop, not really believing him at first. And conveniently enough, like a couple years later, I ended up at my own hour-long traffic stop, but that's besides the point. And he just starts telling me, he's like, I tried telling him, like, my brother's a cop, but they just didn't believe me. And I don't remember what exactly he got pulled over for. That's another detail that's a bit foggy in my memory, but yeah, from there we just kind of went back to my house, and it was just kind of a situation that me and Alan could laugh about from then on out. And yeah, that's pretty much where today's story time ends. So if you guys enjoyed today's story time, drop a like, comment, and you all should definitely subscribe to the channel. It would be really awesome. And I'm probably going to be consistently streaming again on TikTok and YouTube again starting tomorrow. And yeah, if you want to see more videos about my shenanigans with Alan, I got a couple more of those, so just let me know down in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye.